Part three. I'm gonna talk to you guys just quick now about the school thing, man. Um, School is great if you understand it, but school's for kids. Kids don't understand anything. That's why they're in school. So there's a lot of kids that school is useless for. It is literally useless. I learned more in the first year out of school just being at home, researching and trying to gain as much knowledge as I wanted to get to be a musician and to be a professional musician than all the years of me studying in school. Because the learning, as a child, you have the largest capacity to hold information. As a child is when you should be learning to become a biochemist. As a child is when you should be learning to become a surgeon. As a child is when you should be learning to become an athlete. So there should not be any school for any of the other bullshit that we're saying we all need to learn until we know what we want to do in life. There should not be any schooling. All school should be is an open taste to palates. Access to everyone to try any and everything of your own heart's desire. So you walk into school, hello, miss. Um, I want to be a parachute pilot. Okay. Well, I'm gonna sign you up. We're gonna call the top three parachute places and da da da. And maybe every year, kid gets to try five things. You know what I mean? And that's levied by the pocket of the government. And then if that kid loves it, he goes right into training, mentorship with that person, with that system. That person's gonna speak English with them. That person's gonna have to teach them the regiment. That kid's gonna have to understand metrics for whatever regiment. There's so many regiments we were taught that I don't know, and I'm the smartest guy I know, I promise you. Look, if you even agree that kids should go to university, then you're saying that they need regiment in order for them to be successful in their field. So why would you limit the time of regimenting themselves to these professions in 4 years? Why would not you extend the process earlier and earlier as possible? Look, man, maybe I'm giving away the cat, the worm, and the apple, and the sock. Look, but it doesn't matter. Y'all need to understand that the way the system is moving right now ain't gonna work. And I can't wait for a whole next generation of kids who understand what I'm saying right now. Because I'm telling you, your kids get this. Whether you're a racist piece of shit, whether you're loving, your kid already gets this. And all he's doing or she's doing every day is trying to fight your bullshit propaganda that you get from the government and from the rest of the world and from capitalism. Your kids are innocent there. Your kids are there trying to love, trying to have fun with their friends. And you're there feeding them crap. Parents is like as soon as you have a child, it should be more this and more this. You should be listening to your youths more than trying to tell them something. That's why finally we stopped beating our kids because we realized, wait, we're just doing something that they wanted to do because they beat us, so we beat them. But if we listen to our kids, we realize that act of what da 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 was not wrong. It was just they're free and I am not. I am still locked into this mentality that keeps me boxed in. So boom, I'm in school where I'm supposed to be boxed in, but I'm not that kind of guy. I wanna have fun. I wanna do me. I wanna talk to the gal them. Look, from daycare, I was talking to gals, so I knew already what my moves were from that young. And over time, I just realized Toronto girls are very, very, very different in the same way. That's some onion ginger tea that I'm sipping on. Just to let you know this shit's real, man. Left Eye Lopez fast, y'all. 40 day. You guys should do it. But anyways, so daycare swag. all the way through the school. Now, I was expelled from my high school. I went to a school of the arts. You're like, expelled? You a bad boy, I see. Why should I be listening to you? Well, let me give you some reference now, man. I ain't trying to put nobody on blast. I'm legally not supposed to put nobody on blast. But I don't give two shits. Really, it's my story. It's my life. Like, uh, if you happen to walk into it, you'll die. I got charged with 2 sexual assault charges, bruh. In high school, bruh. What'd you do? Fucking around with the girls in school, man. Like, what guys do at school, man. But it wasn't appropriate for the environment. Okay, so the reality is, as soon as the situation got turned to look to me like I'm the one intimidating individuals, I had to just take the brunt. You have to understand, I went to a predominantly white school. I was the only black individual in my grade. Black boys, sorry. There were black girls. Very few. But I was the only black boy in my grade. And it was something special I experienced being the only black person in every grade throughout my high school career. You deal with very strong extremes from every person every day. Very strong extremes. Understand, I'm black and my parents and my family's black, so we don't look at our blackness as anything. It's nothing crazy tough though. No, it's just, yeah, you're black. Yeah, I'm black. Yo, my cousin's black. My mom and aunt, auntie them, everyone black. So we don't see nothing crazy about it. But now you are walking around and everyone literally sees you for literally who and what you look like. Not because they see difference, but because you are different. You are different. We have to stop trying to ignore the difference. There is a difference. Okay? If there was no difference, it would all be the same. So there's a unique difference. So I'm dealing with the reality of my high school seeing race, but not being allowed to be racist. Like, you can't be racist. If anything, they have to be affirmative. Most likely that's the only reason why I got in, because I was like the only black guy to try out to sing. Like, what black guys were trying out to sing back then. That's a whole other story. So, okay, you don't know. I was already a troublemaker, but I had to make a decision not to make no trouble no more. I'm dedicated to music. And the trouble was always just me not being able to explore what I wanted to always explore, which was music. Like, you guys don't understand how much of a genius I would be if I never went to school. School really stunted my growth. I'll be the first person to say, I should have dropped out from day one. I should have been homeschooled. My mom's a teacher. My mom, literally has certification to be, you know what I mean? So a lot of things that, status quo back then would have halted my family or the black community to do. It doesn't halt us anymore, but there's still more that's halting us. So I'm saying we're always just there because we don't want to catch up and push innovation. We always want to wait and go to the minority for them to agree with it, to make sure they can be included before we champion it as the most innovative thing. So, I'm going to finish up this little thing here. Go on to the next topic. Because that was really just to explain school. And the reality is, right now, nobody need to go to school. Nobody need to go to school. I just need to trust what you can do. So at the end of the day, you may have gone all the way to school throughout. Until you heal somebody, you ain't a doctor to me. Okay? Like, I don't give a fuck, man. Like, I don't care how much you study. And if I can't call you up and say, yo, my stomach's this and my stomach's that, and yo, my head's this, you ain't a doctor to me. The fuck? What are you studying for? Like, nigga, why you know all these body parts but don't know what the fuck they do to each other? Waste. Then I just go Google this shit myself, and now I'm helping myself and my own doctor. Stupid. Like, you guys don't get what life really is. We're trying to prove things to people instead of proving what we just want to be to ourselves. And that's just by doing it. I wanted to be the best producer on the planet, so I had to be that every day. Every day I woke up, thought to myself, what would the greatest producer? And look, you may not believe that I'm the greatest producer, but there's not that many acts in hip hop game that have literal street cred for their life. Because Rick Ross was king of the trap and all that. And we realized before that he was living another kind of lifestyle. Not saying he wasn't true to the streets, but he in a sense sold out in order to keep himself alive. I did too. Right? I worked my square job, making my minimum wage, making my above minimum wage, making my bit more above minimum wage. Work, warehouse, working all these different kind of jobs to just be able to, now I can save up and buy a house. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's nonsense. I'm not doing those jobs. That's nonsense. Cut that crap. So that was me just being blind, and now I see, and I had to change. That's a whole other story. But in this hip-hop game, there's very few individuals who have credibility from their literal life. Okay? Freddie Gibbs has credibility from his life. That's why niggas in the industry don't fuck with him. That's why he always has to wave his own flag. And that's at the same time why he also has to do some muggy things that I'm not going to speak on. But I launched that nigga career, man. My beat, my production. I ain't get one call interview from not one piece of media locally. What? So then what was all this about then? Because I spent all my time working, building up to Merrimack, building up station, building up people locally. Okay? All the way to Shy Wisdom to Spec when I've worked with I built. Right? So then you get my credit here, Tory Lanez, Big Page, and all these motherfuckers I've been working with locally to try and build the industry scene, build a scene here. Right? And then I go out there to the Snake Pit, where we hear this is where it really gets grimy. I deal with one of the most grimiest motherfuckers do successful business. It's his single. Launches his album, his debut album, is about the beef between him and Young Jeezy. And everyone looking at me like I ain't real hip-hop right now. Everyone looking at me like I'm a joke. Everyone looking at me like I ain't the realest motherfucker in the city. Because what, I ain't carrying tools because I ain't blinged out? Look, man, there's not that many people who got even paid off that project. And like I said, I ain't trying to talk too much shit, but it was just myself and another entity. And you can call up all the producers and you could ask them how they did business. Everyone did business properly with Gibbs. I'll tell you that. Or there would have been blogs, you would have heard this. But there was a way that I do things. I respect myself in a way that it doesn't matter who you are. You could be Jesus. You're him. Yo, don't let me. Look, man. Actually, fuck it. I'm gonna roll another one because I see like 2 more parts. So don't know.